Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a closer look at the Invincible Ultimate Collection Volume 3. This book builds obviously straight off of book 2 and continues through from there, so I'm not going to spoil any sort of specifics just now. Let's just take a closer look at the book itself, and then we can come back and discuss my thoughts on the overall kind of, plot changes and points within it. I don't really want to say spoil any key specifics within that, but we'll try and do the best we can in the sort of follow-up section. So let's take a look at the book and then we'll come back. As with the other volumes so far, we have Invincible flying off on the front. We have some good characters, some bad characters behind him, and as I say, we have the colour scheme kind of set in the corner here. So the colour scheme for this one is green. So we've got the green continuing round to the side, and then on the back here, the hardcover has the indented Invincible Ultimate Collection on the front, and then the volume kind of details on the side, and again it's completely plain on the back, and I do have again a tiny ding there, but not anything that's made any major kind of issues. The spine in this one flexes really well and lifts up, so I haven't had any issues reading it at all. And then the green theme continues inside, starting at issue 25. There are some characters through here that are definitely throwbacks or piss takes of DC or sort of Marvel characters, so when you look at this spread here, it's quite obvious, some of them, and they're kind of, I guess, inspirations. So we've got a Wolverine-esque kind of character here, a sort of Batman-esque character over here. This is a more sort of old man Logan, you know, sort of maybe Iron Man. We've got various kind of styled kind of characters. This looks like the Superman of China. So it's interesting to kind of see their takes on these characters and where they take them in this book. Well, this guy looked kind of cool. He's kind of manipulating their minds and things in a specific kind of battle. He kind of reminds me of Static Shock in his overall kind of look, and I hope they maybe use him more in build because he's quite cool looking. This, I guess, is their take on somewhere between the sort of Martian Manhunter and the Elasticated Man, and he's got a cool kind of new character in this volume. And then there's this bit here at the back which is a crossover with other Image books. I believe each issue was written standalone by each creator, but just crossed over the characters. So this is the issue written by Robert Kirkman, but crosses over with other kind of characters. And this guy here is our, I guess, starting point for the next volume. So you do need to have read that issue to kind of know what's going on. And then at the back here, we've got, again, various art, comments, and just kind of creative process, which is really cool, and I really enjoyed throughout the book so far as to why they chose certain things. They'll tell you, you know, like for instance, this costume I think was originally supposed to be more purple, and it looked closer to somebody else's outfit, so they changed it to more red. And it's interesting, the creative process as to how that's kind of gone through. We get some script stuff, and then as usual the two trade covers at the back as well. One of the first major kind of things that happens is Invincible figures out essentially what his dad is currently up to, and that changes the playing field a bit as far as how he sees him, how he fits into the greater kind of, I guess, world, you know, sort of sides and battle and all that kind of side of things as well. His relationship kind of with different people and species compared to what they were when he was on Earth. And we get introductions of some new characters there as well. So that is I guess the main first thing, and there's quite an interesting way how they get his attention there, which I don't want to spoil, but it's really cool at the start of the book. It progresses on more around his relationship in this book and plays around with kind of whether or not he's able to help his friends, and sometimes he's being sort of a superhero, but not necessarily looking into some smaller things that are kind of happening, more sort of detective work if you like. He's more the muscle, and they kind of comment on that a little bit. They play into the ideas of, you know, who he can be around and kind of the truths around his relationships and things. So it's the idea that he's going out with a sort of human girl and she doesn't know what he's kind of up to and stresses around a lot. And there's this sort of superhero girl who has been going through various kind of human boyfriends as well, and she really kind of likes him, and there's kind of reveals and twists and things kind of in there. The relationships still stay pretty much as they are in this book, but there's a lot more, I guess, tensions built up as to who should be with who, or, you know, if relationships will last and things like that. I do like the fact that he does kind of stick his ground quite a bit and at least try with his sort of human relationship, but I think kind of down the line that's going to maybe kind of change up a bit. The third thing that stood out to me in this book was the main robot guy's story. I don't want to spoil it, but we're kind of, up until now, led to believe that the robot is very much a little bit like the robot in Doom Patrol, where he's either completely autonomously a robot, or it's potentially a human brain in a robot body. But that's kind of as far as we're kind of led to believe. We just kind of accept that he's this alien robot guy. In this story, they explain where he's actually come from, who his creator is, and we get an evolution of their story, and then a progression of how this character is going to work as the kind of story goes on. They build new sort of relationships with various sort of team members, and it's just, as I say, a really interesting story overall as far as how that character progressed and changed. I don't want to explain the specifics of it, as I was saying earlier, because it's going to spoil a major arc in the book. Suffice to say, his character changes quite a lot in this book overall, and things kind of realign within that. So I really enjoyed the book, and it's been a fun read through so far. I can't really complain art-wise, as you'll have seen. It's just sort of slowly getting better, really, and the stories are always building, developing, and you just don't really know where they're going to go. So it's been, as I say, a really good read so far. I can't recommend it enough, and I'm trying my best not to spoil things in here, but I still want to give you some specifics to each book. Otherwise, what's the point in doing a separate video for each kind of one? So I hope you guys have got something out of this overall, and I've incited you guys as to whether or not you're going to read this series or continue reading the series if you're kind of reading it already. As always though, let me know below if you have checked it out, what your thoughts are on this book or any kind of previous ones to this. Subscribe and rate the video if you want to see more in future, and I'll see you guys next time.